5, 4, 3. Well,
Welcome to Self Reality. We're here to talk about reality TV in all shapes, sizes, and forms. I'm your host, Angie Hanlon. And here today, my co-host for all things Survivor and some other content that we've done, Nick Hanlon.
that's me. Got a new hat.
I actually think that looks good. It makes like your eyes pop.
I have several new hats because I keep losing hats in mosh pits.
That sounds right.
I've lost 3 this year.
I hope it wasn't your good ones.
They're all good ones.
Okay, so
They're all $50 hats. So annoying.
So before we get going, please like, subscribe to the channel. Let us know any shows you want us to watch. Do you want Nick to react to any like crazy, like weird reality shows that he probably wouldn't watch or whatever? That would be totally fun. He's done that before.
I mean, wrestling's a reality show. Very real. So, by the way, I have a podcast called Kayfabe Wrestling Talk. If you want to watch it, go ahead. And if you don't agree with me, you're probably wrong. And what else do I have? The Dirty Glass Podcast, where I drink booze.
And rate them.
So like and subscribe that stuff. But anyway.
I was about to say that, but yes. So Nick.
I was segueing into the reality show from the... Anyway, please.
Well, Nick does have 2 podcasts, so please go and watch them today. Kayfabe Wrestling Talk, Dirty Glass Podcast. But let's get into Survivor, shall we? What episode? Season...
47.
47. Well done. Episode...
5?
You got it.
Right. We're early.
Yeah.
Early on.
Very...
Already mid-October.
Yeah, we're not merged yet.
So this thing will be done by mid-December, I'm thinking. So we got a couple months left and probably 10 episodes left, I'd say.
And we're picking up.
We haven't merged yet, but it's coming. But let's start at the top.
Let's take from the top. All right, here we go.
Coming off an explosive episode last week, first of all.
Very explosive.
And then it starts out with...
We got the aftermath now at Lavo.
The aftermath, exactly.
I always like to talk about the aftermath, particularly when it's such an What did you do? Explode.
It was explosive.
You know, no, that's a fire. That's from a Bananarama song. Are you doing jazz hands?
I'm not sure.
So explosive episode. So
Teeny was doing some paddling.
She's gonna have to. I mean, Keyshawn was Teeny's like right hand. Like they were the pair, and
number 1 forever or something. She said to the end. Or how was she?
Well, until one of them is gone, and now what? So she's gonna scramble. She's at the bottom, and I think there's some talking. My question for this, it wasn't actually because there's really only one person, Teeny, who was shocked actually. So it wasn't that much of an aftermath.
It was really just Teeny apologizing.
Yeah.
And Rome going, why didn't you tell me? She's like, well, I didn't have a vote. And he goes, well, but you should have still told me. And he's right.
He's absolutely right.
If they were like really together, which obviously they were not, because she was totally cool with voting him out. But
I just can't believe the amount of support we're now giving Rome, considering where we were a few episodes ago. But hey, he's crushing it. So
making the right moves.
He's...
annoying, but he's making the right move.
I like a good strategy. I like a good blindside.
He's even going back with people he doesn't like and working with them.
And that...
set up this episode.
I respect that. I think the only thing I miss from him is I like a good social strategy. And I would love to see... His is evolving, though, which is impressive to me. If someone can kind of evolve who they are or how they're playing, especially in a social sense, like that if he does that, it's for me a redemption from villain to hero.
Well, him almost being blindsided last episode, I think shook some reality into him.
Yeah, you're
shook
right.
a bit of the confidence out of him and made him realize he needs to keep his eyes open.
Yeah,
because his confidence is killer, and he does say it during the actions speak louder than words. We can get into that after.
Yeah, we will. So good job, Rome. Keep it up. Keep growing. Keep evolving. I love to see it. So,
but keep being a villain if you want to get season 50.
I mean, I don't think he can switch that. I think even if he plays a good social game, like look at Boston Rob, look at Sandra. They played good social games, but they were still villains, really. Maybe it's arguable, but I think they were. So
Sandra's definitely.
Yeah, and Rob.
Rob for sure. Rob would bounce back and forth, but Sandra's just pure villainous.
No, but she would win everybody over. Like it was just wonderful.
Yeah.
Like I love that's all the gameplay. So let's talk though. So Nick, guess who was excited? They start with a challenge.
Yeah.
What did we talk about 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, and it's not even a immunity, right? Finally, they added 2 challenges, so it's a little less of the camp.
Camp's boring. Like there's no there.
Unless there's drama, it's boring. Yeah.
And I think they were trying to stretch it. So I have a question for you. Do you think they had intended on doing this challenge before the show, like before the whole thing started? Or do you think they went, we're not getting a lot of interesting clips for camp life. Let's throw a challenge in. What do you think?
I don't know how they edit it. Like if they edit it as they're going, they could have definitely made a last minute decision, but it's tough to do a last minute decision with these challenges. It's like there's construction, there's like clearing of brush, I'm assuming, and they have this big area. Maybe they use the same area every time. I don't know. Doesn't seem like they do though, do they?
No, it seems different.
Right? So it seems like there's a lot of preparation. Like I've always thought they had every challenge planned out from the beginning.
So
this made me question it. No, I'm not entirely sure.
That me as well. So does anyone know? Like, is there any like real super fans who know this? Because I'm curious. It felt because camp life has been a little bit ho-hum, like not a lot of direct conflict, just more interview people complaining about each other, aside from the whole Saul Rome thing. What they switched, because we've seen them also like merge tribes or combine anyway.
Yeah, which they haven't done yet. But I mean, it's interesting because like this is one where they're getting them all together, and we know there's a merge coming up soon. So that's why I think it still might have been planned, because you want people kind of chatting with each other maybe before to set up some stuff for when the merge happens. So having the second challenge this late in the game, episode 5, there's a merge coming
for sure.
They want some cross pollination. That's why they do the journeys, and now this challenge is even an upper level because then you get way more people together, spilling beans. So maybe it was planned.
I'm gonna say why I think maybe it wasn't. I have one argument for it wasn't.
Well, they're trying to fill up time.
Well, not just that, but just from a logistical standpoint, they can construct if they make a lot of money. They have a big construction team. I'm sure they can construct these things pretty quickly. But it was the one hot dog a piece at the Survivor social hour. Really? Like one hot dog? For that,
pretty meek.
Exactly. So
no beers,
no beer, a soda, and hot dogs.
No packs of darts. Anyone?
I would take up smoking again if I was on Survivor, and I went to like the
one. There's a carton of darts there.
I'd be like, I guess I'm smoking again. So I thought it was interesting. I thought the twist of combining like the teams, like they all drew rocks or whatever to just pick the teams. Really cool. And everyone's like, and then of course everyone's like, are we merging? Is it merge time? So that was really good. That was a good twist, whether it was pre-planned or post-planned.
Jeff mentioned many times just for this time we're gonna mix the teams up,
which I loved. So then
I don't remember the challenge though that much.
Did I even write it down? The challenge, it's like under an obstacle, they got to get more keys, and remember that ladder they had to
the ladder thing. Was it the
collect balls and throw them into the target?
It was actually a pretty good. I now that I'm remembering it, it was a pretty good challenge.
Less instructions and things to do, because see another argument that it was decided later on because it wasn't as complex. And again, any super fandom out there, let us know. The teams were broken out. To blue and yellow. So on blue, you had Annika, Saul, Rome, Gabe, Andy, Sierra, and Jen. And then the winners were the yellow team, which was Sue, Kyle, Teeny, Sam, Rachel, Tiana, and Caroline. So we get to the reward. So that's the team that won. They have their hot dogs. Kyle's excited they have a vegetarian hot dog. I was like, I'm surprised he's a vegetarian. I don't know why.
We seemed a bit of redneckish.
Yeah, well, he's a country boy, so I think, I kind of erroneously make some assumptions.
Maybe he grows soy.
He could be like a hipster farmer, right? Like, I don't know. Teeny is the only person from Gata, so Lavo, sorry, not Gata. from the red team, and she does want to take the opportunity to start sort of building alliances on the other side and kind of saying she's on the bottom and does all that sort of thing. I think Sue is part of this, right? Yeah.
Oh, Sue was on the winning team.
So I get playing...
It was Sue, the head guy, yeah, all the people.
Kyle. So I get playing like cornhole, but I actually kind of agree with Caroline, who said, I'm going to keep playing Survivor. Like, she's talking to... I would be talking to people. Hey, so what's going on at your tribe and whatever. I didn't find that anyone revealed that much. Although, Tiana calls out Gabe.
Yeah, it says everything about him.
Which is a bad move since Gabe's number one is there.
Yeah, it was an interesting... I don't know if she did it on purpose, if she likes... Did she mention she did it on purpose? I forgot.
Well, she...
On the side talk?
She lied to Gabe. No, she did say she did it on purpose. Like, I think she wants Gabe's name out there as someone to watch out for when they merge, because obviously the merge is coming. I don't... Because Gabe's number one was there, like, I think she knows that Gabe and Sue are tight. Or maybe she doesn't. Maybe she doesn't know. Because I just thought it was odd that she kind of called him out in front of everyone. And of course, Sue, like, I'll credit Sue with that. She went right back and said, Gabe, she called you out. Then Caroline's trying to kind of, well, you should go and apologize, but...
Going to do a merge with 4 people, I mean, that's what she's thinking.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's thinking we can be strong,
right?
Which makes sense, but they're not together. Like, that team is...
Well, as soon as they merge, Gabe will be throwing her name out.
Well,
I mean, he even said that.
Of course he will.
I want to see you get voted out, and I want to have a smile on my face.
Well, and he already wants to get Tiana out anyway if they just go to tribal. But if they keep winning and Lavo keeps losing, it won't get super interesting if that keeps happening until, well, that might not be true, but until the merge. I'm looking forward to the merge. How many people do they usually merge at?
Do you not remember the end of the episode?
No.
Pretty sure they're merging next week.
Oh, are they? Did they show like next week on?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. Then.
They went to the next week and everybody was like cheering and stuff at their camps.
Okay, good.
So that's why I'm not sure if that challenge was. That's why I think it might have been planned, because the merge, as far as I know, is happening next week.
Exactly.
So having that challenge there with everybody getting together, then merging next week kind of makes sense.
Okay, that's exciting.
In the grand scheme of things.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
I'm pretty sure they're merging next week. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I can't remember because, like, I kind of watched episode 4 and 5 back to back, so I can't remember. I might have missed the end, and I usually watch it. So then you kind of cut to Lavo. Rome and Saul are pretty low down, right? They haven't eaten, like, they're hungry. They didn't win the challenge. But then Rome starts sharing information with Saul.
Yeah.
Which I thought was very interesting. He tells him about the amulet that he has, and I was like,
don't blame him.
No, smart. Listen. No one will see that, like, them partnering either, because they've been so against each other this whole time. It is a smart move on both parts, particularly Rome right now, because, Saul too, for them to work together.
But that's where Rome says, hey, actions speak louder than words. He voted with me. I might not like the guy, but...
Yeah, because I think...
He worked with me.
I'll look forward to, like, when we get to, like, the, the final whatever reunion to see if they end up liking each other, because they really just don't. Their personalities just don't mesh. They don't mesh. Well, yeah, one's very bombastic and outgoing, and the other one's more sort of like
the odd couple,
measured, right? But I mean, sometimes that can get along too. So we'll see. Okay. So what about Gada letting the chickens out to wander around?
Yeah, why did they do that?
Well, we'll get to it in a second.
Chickens are biting at them and stuff.
The one girl, Sierra, is like, I love chickens and I have chickens. And it's like, and they're biting her.
Nobody wants to kill them. And nobody knows. I don't know how she didn't know how to figure out how to set them up to lay eggs if she has chickens. Because they're like,
oh, yeah.
You think she would have had some education on that if she has chickens.
That's a good point. Why didn't she know how to handle it?
Well,
she has chickens. So weird. We'll talk about it because they bring the chickens to the tribal challenge, which is never seen that, but
Well, just like, what are they, your pets? He was traveling with them now?
I know. He was just funny. Like, I love Jeff. He's just like, he calls it. Lavo. So Teeny just, again, I don't think they got a lot of information at the social hour, so Rome's kind of mad Teeny doesn't have anything to share about the other tribes, which is kind of fair, because, like, you gotta...
I think Teeny shared a little more with them than she got.
with the other.
Well, because I think she mentioned the steal a vote and all this stuff, but he told him that she didn't mention that.
Well, I think it's because Teeny's trying to build alliance with other people at
Yeah.
this point because she's just at the bottom.
Yeah,
So she's
making a lot of wrong decisions.
Yeah, she is. She's panic deciding everything, and that's never a good sign. And then we're back to Tuku. This is where it's a little bit interesting because we do have a bit of conflict here, right? So we have Tiana who kind of called Gabe out. Sue tells him. Caroline's like, "Hey, Tiana, you should go apologize because he's gonna be mad," and then she lies to him. So I was like, just be full and just tell the whole truth, because Sue was there. She says, "Oh,
Exactly.
She goes, "Oh, I only told 2 people. I just don't think that's a good move." She didn't think she should apologize either. I'm like, but it's a game of strategy. Strategically, I think you should.
Just tell the whole truth. Just get it out. You might as well be like, I just got so excited with I had food, and just make it sound like you did it by accident.
And I was just talking about things that happened.
She did a real bad job of that.
Yeah.
Gabe was not buying what she was selling.
Well, and that's where he was strategic, and he's just like, "Oh, yeah, yeah." And he even says, "I'm just, yeah, okay." And he's like, "I don't buy any of it," which is fair, right? So then we get to the immunity. Now we're at the immunity. So what was this one? Okay, so this is where they bring the chickens, Nick. Let's talk about the chickens.
They do a chicken swap.
So they do a negotiation, which Jeff always likes, and I respect the game. So I guess they don't want to kill the chickens or any of the chickens. I mean, I would know how to kill a chicken. I eat chicken, and I'd have a hard time with it. I mean, but the eggs, like, they were laying eggs. Can't you, like you said, like, wouldn't you just set up a nest or a brush or something?
Hey, get some bush in there. They'd be able to lay it, like, because they mentioned every time they lay an egg, it breaks. Well, yeah, they're on a floor with bamboo cage, and they're like, well, they just drop out of them. I'm like, what do you think happens? You think they lay them down gently? They're stupid chickens. So yeah, you put some bush in there, and then they don't break when they fall out. You take them and you put them somewhere as soon as they lay them. And you do that every day. You get 3 eggs a day. And that's, Jeff mentioned that as well. It's like, is it the chicken or the egg? Blah, blah, blah. Like, this is the gift that keeps on giving. But at the same time, there is work to it. And they just didn't want to put the work in or know how, which is weird because one of them has chickens, apparently.
Sierra, I thought, like, am I wrong, everybody? I thought Sierra said she has chickens.
I thought so, too.
So doesn't she?
Maybe she just said she loves chickens, but I thought she said she had them.
But it's like, what else are you doing?
I would have killed one of them and let the rest lay eggs.
Yeah, so would I. But, I wouldn't. Well, if someone knew how to kill it and got it and do all the things,
Yeah,
I would have been like, I wouldn't want to be there for it just because I'm a wuss, but I would have absolutely been on board and got some protein.
Like, even if you killed one a day, and that'll buy you some time.
Get some eggs.
Or at least hold on to them till they merge. And then somebody else knows how to kill them or set up the egg situation. I mean,
it was weird.
I would assume they'd be able to bring the chickens if they merged.
I would think so.
Imagine how much good, what do you call it, that would give? Good.
I can't think of the word. I know what you mean.
Emotional bank, let's say, or whatever.
What did you say? What's banklessay? Is that what you...
Emotional bank? You put.
Oh, I thought you said banklessay. I'm like, Nick, you
banklessay?
or something. It's not a word. That's why I
banklessay. No, but it would bring them some like credit if they brought chickens to the merge.
Instead, they just handed it to Jeff.
Hey, look, guys, we got chickens. They lay eggs. Does anybody know how to make a nest? I'm sure somebody would.
I still can't believe Sierra didn't know. Sierra, a little bummed.
I feel like Sue would have been on top of that.
Yeah, Sue probably. Anyway, maybe
she looks like a chicken lady a little bit. The chicken lady from
I know.
All is a very funny skit.
It is very funny. So then we got the challenge. This one would have been like, I was like sweating watching this one because it was so much heavy, like dragging of heavy things.
Oh, the
nets and the coconuts and the sandbags. And then they have to reassemble a puzzle. It's less instructions.
Well, they got to knock down the puzzle.
Which was hard.
And that's where Saul, I always want to say Saul. Is it Sal? Saul. That's where he came in handy, man. Him whipping that thing, man. He was taking him. The first girl that threw one and just hit it. It fell on.
Tiana, and she really like.
She threw it hard.
And it was like, it didn't even...
After a while, she was two-handed throwing it. I mean, they were a lot heavier than I even thought.
I thought the blocks would have gone down easier, so I was like, holy moly. But do you remember at the start? So Gata gets behind because of Andy again.
Yeah.
Sawing the rope.
I saw that roll.
I'm like, what is happening?
It's just his
Does he just panic? Or...
his arm, like near the end of that rope getting cut, his arms were probably dying.
Yeah, I guess.
He has to hold that thing and do this like that.
And he used the problem is he used the non-sharp side.
At first, yeah.
God.
It's like, because he couldn't get it, right? His arms were burning. I think that's why he was yelling.
Okay, that makes sense. So then I just thought he seemed crazy, but yeah.
Oh, no, he seemed crazy. But that is why, if you think about it, like doing a workout for a long time, just one thing, where you gotta push through it. He did push through it.
He pushed through. He got it. Okay, so next, okay, I'll be kind because I did do a workout for the first time yesterday. And a little bit of like I was doing strength, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, when you're holding something above your head, and I only did it for a minute, I was like, oh my God. So yes, okay, Andy, but still, like, he said, later, I'm just not good at challenges.
He's like, well, turns out I'm not good at challenges.
And he's not.
Okay.
And I find it funny that, like, because Gata loses, spoiler alert. I find it very interesting that at the end,
Color loses?
yellow. But I find it kind of interesting that Jeff is poking at them to get to them too, right? He's trying to throw them off. He's like, and somehow, Jeff, Gata's inexplicably at the second stage still. And someone's like, come on, Jeff. And they're like, just ignore him.
Listen to him.
Yeah.
So what he's there for. He's kind of the bully.
And they did seem to almost like they were going to come back, but then they did not.
It was close.
Yeah, Gata lost, but it was close.
Like 5 feet.
Between them and Rome, it was like so close for that puzzle.
And then Rome just crying.
I know. Well,
which would be emotional because the last one he was so bad.
So him winning was a big, plus getting Flint back, being able to make food again, like big deal. And then.
I guess we didn't talk that much, so they traded the chickens for.
Oh yeah, we.
Kind of skipped past that at the beginning. The yellow.
Thank you. They traded the chickens for.
It ended up being 18. They asked for 24. Jeff went down to 15, but he goes 20. Just like, you know what? This isn't always a good move in negotiation, but let's split the difference. 18, and they just took it. But then they lost the challenge, lost their, what is it, wick thing?
Flint.
Called Flint. And now they can't cook the eggs.
And I mean, I think...
The ultimate irony.
Well, that's kind of amusing. And I also just think it was a mistake. Because 18 eggs, there's like 20 days left. Anyway, yeah. I don't know.
Well, you get 3 eggs a day out of those things, but...
If you don't know how to...
When you're hungry, you're hungry.
Yeah,
too.
That's true.
But then what are they going to do? They just have 18 eggs just sitting there. Nobody knows how to start a fire without the flint.
Like, is there no way to start a fire? Like, they used to not get flint. So, like, does no one wear fake glasses or something? Remember they used to start them with glasses in the olden days?
Yeah, the people who work, I would definitely have my glasses.
Yeah.
It's just like the movie and book Lord of the Flies.
Yes.
Where the chubby kid is like, I got glasses. He can start the fire. But I don't think they always gave him flint. I don't think they always took it away either. I mean, they would get flint eventually in some of the challenges, I think, in the early days.
Yeah.
But...
Anyway, they've changed it a lot over time. So, yeah, Rome cries, which I get, right? Because...
It was emotional.
It was an emotional... So now we're back at Gata, because Gata's going to Tribal again. Everyone's saying... At first, the girls are saying Andy. Like Annika and...
Well, Andy faked them out big time, too, though.
He did fake them out.
Can I be out of there? Plan? He did that paper face thing, and they all believed his innocence, but he was actually doing it on purpose to make them off the trail.
Okay, let's talk about that for a second, though. Do you think that it was because of Andy, or just because him, or they were overconfident that everybody?
I think both. I think they think Andy's an idiot, so he wouldn't have been able to.
He comes off.
Yeah, he comes off a bit of a simpleton.
Yeah,
he's not an idiot. He's smart enough. He's just a weird dude.
Yeah,
but he's just like, I want to be part of it. Nobody likes me.
Rachel and Annika, I think they believe though that they're the breadwinners and that Sierra's part of their team. I think that's the problem. Like they really believe that they're a strong alliance. I think that they gave it a name.
Confidence.
Yeah, they're overconfident. Confidence kills. That's a good expression to use for Survivor. So yeah, when they switch it to Annika, which we've said in the past, she's up next. Like she's she's got a strong personality. She gets on, especially like it seems like she gets on Sam's nerves for sure. So, you know, Tribal's pretty like it's. The biggest interest I had in Tribal was seeing where Sierra lands. Which side does she land on? And it turns out she lands with Sam and Andy, which makes sense.
Well, I mean, because they just showed Sam and her arguing so much about it, right?
Yeah. So
you kind of didn't know, but she'd be stupid to go with them because I just think they would have stabbed her in the back right away.
Yeah, I think they were tighter than, like, I think she was the third, right? Like, because
Annika and the other girl had no idea.
No,
when the vote happened.
I will be interested this week to see, or whenever, you know, whenever we watch it, what happens with Rachel, because she's pretty smart. So I'm curious to see if she's able to flip the narrative, or maybe if it is a merge, like you said, that's going to give her a whole new lease.
Totally, it changed.
That changes everything. So this episode, is there anything I think that was it, right?
That's what I...
Yeah. Pretty good. Not as good as last week, but I mean, you can't beat, like, this.
Andy impressed me on this one if he was faking them out.
Yeah.
First time he's impressed me with his mind game thing. Like, everything else is terrible.
It's still so weird.
He did fake them out.
He did fake that. You're right.
And I think they think he's too innocent to lie. And he definitely was lying.
No, he was lying. You're right. But he's
good on him.
He's still a little awkward, but good job, Andy. Rachel, you're going to have to pull up your socks and figure this out because Sierra's obviously not on your side.
Yeah, tighten up those pantyhose and get to work. Is that a saying?
No.
Oh.
It's a terrible thing. Anyway, what's your score on this one, Nick?
I don't know, 3-2.
Okay.
3-5. I like the 2 challenges.
Okay. I'm a 3. It's pretty good, but like it's average though. Like, but still, I do like. I'll
first 3.
I'll go 3-2. I'm gonna go 3-2. It's getting better. It's picking up.
Challenges were good.
Adding the challenge was good, and the twist to the challenge, because we've never seen like a Survivor Social Hour, so they've added another new thing that I think was beneficial. Give them a little more food though next time. Like, come on, like they busted their humps for that challenge.
Like 2 hot dogs.
Like, yeah, even give them a second hot dog. Give them a potato salad, like something. But well done, Survivor. We're picking up, you know, and if it's a merge next week, I think it's gonna skyrocket. Yeah. So like we said at the start, go check out Handsome Nick on the Kayfabe Wrestling Talk, Dirty Glass Podcast for like some ideas about drinking and just some laughs, and of course like and subscribe those channels, and like and subscribe here, share your comments, your thoughts, whatever. We love to hear from you. Thank you for watching.
Let's go.
Bye.